carried the ball 5 times thus far and picked up a net of 7 yards. Fouts back on 3rd down. Fouts looking over the middle. Lydell Mitchell has the ball popped up in the air. Picked up by Villapiano. And down to the 45-yard line where he falls very near a flag. That has also been thrown. Tommy Prothro said, I don't know what's going to happen to Lydell Mitchell. He hasn't carried a ball in a regular season game since last December, let alone in a game. He said, I'm afraid if he gets the ball, he might fumble the first time.
Well, Tommy Prothro turned out to be quite a prophet because the very first time Lydell Mitchell did receive the ball, well, they got a break there with a face mask ruling on the Oakland Raiders, and so San Diego is going to keep the football.
A turnover is negated. The Raiders have already turned the ball over once. And here's Jerry Markwright.
Grabbing the face mask, 36, defense, first down. It was an incompleted pass.
Incomplete pass, not a fumble. And Mike Davis was guilty of the face mask charge. Got his first down and 10 from the 49-yard line. 4:22 to go first quarter. And no score. Mitchell in there in place of Don Woods, who had an outstanding early part of this quarter, catching 2 passes for long yardage. Mitchell carries the ball for the first time as a Charger and gets into Raider territory at the 48-yard line. Our telecast today presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the San Diego Chargers and the National Football League is prohibited. 2nd down, 7 from the Raider 48. Mitchell carrying again and getting down to the 45-yard line. It will be 3rd down and nearly 5 yards to go. And Don Woods is coming back in. Willie Hall made the tackle.
Jim, I'd like to make a point. Dan Fouts did something. He came right back to Lydell Mitchell after that ball popped out of his hands, and I think that's going to give Lydell the necessary confidence.
Final score, Kansas, well, in the 4th quarter. Let's check that. Kansas City, which beat Cincinnati with that wing tee last week, putting it to Houston, which lost to Atlanta last week. Big 3rd down situation. Johnny Rodgers is in the football game. They've got 3 wide receivers. As Fouts goes back to throw, has a wide receiver, and that is Johnny Rodgers, and it is an incomplete pass. He slipped, the band fell on him, but it was in the act of slipping. He was not knocked down, and it is 4th down. And Jeff West comes on. Mike Davis, the defender.
San Diego is going to the 3 wide receiver offense to counter what Oakland does in short passing situations with 5 defensive backs. They feel that Johnny Rodgers can work on one of the safeties and break open on the middle of the field.
Neil Colsey has come in, and Colsey is standing now at about the 15. That is Jeff West, who had 1 punt a week ago, go a total of 5 yards. He's only averaging 24 yards per punt as a result. Gets it away, and this is heading for the end zone, and into the end zone, and out of the end zone. Raiders will take over 1st and 10. 2:57 to go. Each team has had the opportunity, and neither team has been able to score. And leading Baltimore, as we told you, 7-0. Going absolutely nowhere because of Louis Kelcher is Mark Van Egan.
That's number 74, Louis Kelcher.
And it's 2nd down and 9. Kelcher's the one who recovered the fumble.
2nd down.
And it is Louis who is playing with a hip pointer today, but everybody else is pretty well off.
Couldn't tell it on that play, Jim, and certainly on the fumble recovery. He's just about everywhere on the football field today.
Branch left, Biletnikoff to the right. Van Egan and Davis are setbacks. And there goes Stabler. Setting up in the pocket land. The ball is intercepted. At the 35-yard line, another big break for the San Diego Chargers. And that is Hal Stringer. That's the 2nd turnover for the Raiders. They fumble the ball and now an interception.
Well, it looks like it's a little bit of miscommunication on this pattern. Branch breaks to the middle of the field. The ball is thrown over his head to the outside, right into the waiting arms of Hal Stringer. Just don't see that happen very often. Miscommunication between an Oakland Raider quarterback and a wide receiver.
Once again, the Chargers have excellent field position. They missed on a 29-yard field goal attempt earlier. Bo Matthews and Lydell Mitchell are the backs. Don Woods is not in there. Lydell Mitchell gets his first big burst and picks 7 or 8 yards up before he's hurled back. Second down and 8 to go. And the Charger fans who have seen Mitchell only for a couple of plays now are already booing the Raider defense for putting Lydell down rather hard.
Mitchell goes off the right tackle this time behind guard Ed White and center Ralph Peretta. He does some good hard running on his own before being lifted by Jack Tatum and also by Charles Phillips.
Artie Owens to the left, John Jefferson to the right, and Bo Matthews straight ahead, and he's got the first down. Against the 3-4 defense, the Chargers have lost 11 out of 15 games. And 12 times this year, they will be going against a 34 defensive ball club. And that is one of the reasons why they gave up a back like Ricky Young to get Ed White. They need some muscle up front.
Well, it looked pretty good here. They also brought in Ray Perkins as their offensive coordinator, and he's from the New England Patriots, and they employed the 3-4 defense in the American Conference Football Eastern Division.
Both wide receivers to the right. The ball at the 24-yard line. And Bo Matthews comes across to the left and gets down to the 20-yard line. They'll mark it at the 21, so give him a pickup of 3. And it's second down and 7. As time begins to run out here in the first quarter. 45 seconds and counting. Matthews, a #1 draft choice 5 years ago. Matter of fact, he was only the second man picked in the 1974 draft. Question, who was the first? I'll answer it for you. Ed Too Tall Jones.
Not a bad pick.
Not a bad pick at all. Second down. Bo Matthews. Room outside. Cruises his way inside the 15-yard line and near another first down. Matthews shy, it looks to be, by about a yard. It'll be third down and short to go.
Well, something happened on this play as Matthews started swinging wide that you just don't see very often. Phil Villapiano had a clean shot at him, but missed him. Matthews scampers around him, picks up some extra yards, and runs over the tackle right there. Good hard run.
All right, we've run out of time in the first quarter, and there's been no score. And again, the Chargers are threatening. We'll be back with the second quarter after these messages from your local station. Sunny Southern California, San Diego. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul Warfield as we're about to begin the second quarter. And the Chargers have the ball, third and about a yard to go. 2 tight ends are in there, and there's an announcement being made right now to those here that in the box of Gene Klein, the owner of the Chargers on your right, you can tell who the man is on your left. The former president of the United States, Gerald R. Ford, is a guest here for this game today. And I would say, Paul Warfield, that the former president has seen quite a first quarter at least.
Certainly has. This has been one exciting football game. Both teams have moved the ball exceptionally well. We haven't seen a score yet, but San Diego is knocking on the door.
Third down and a yard to go. Both Klein and Kern, the tight ends, are in there. Kern on the left side. Don Woods has replaced Lydell Mitchell. He is a good, strong, tough runner, as is the fullback, Bo Matthews. For those of you who are watching other games, the Raiders march down to the 11. Fumble the ball away. Chargers came down, could not get the field goal, and now have intercepted a pass and have started this drive on the 35. And Fouts on third and short is going to throw into the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown! Now there's a new rule, because I believe that went off one Charger to another, but these days it makes no difference.
It certainly doesn't. It's a touchdown by any standard for San Diego. I was just going to say the Fouts made a wrong decision, trying to throw the ball into trouble, but it turns out that it ends up as a touchdown. Here's Fouts. He's looking over to the middle of the field, looking for the wide receiver, John Jefferson. He's trying to hit Jefferson, but it goes off a Raider defender's hand, right in the hands of Pat Kieran.
My point was, Paul, that had it gone off the San Diego defender's hand, receiver's hand, it would have made no difference. You can touch it, but it was a Raider that touched it. Not a Charger, but the results are the same. Curran caught it. Winerski adds the extra point. 14:55 to go, and it is San Diego that has scored first. It's 7-0. There's Bob Curran, who caught the pass, and this is what happened.
Dan Fouts looking for John Jefferson, but Mike Davis bats the ball up into Curran's hands, and he's a very happy fella. And why shouldn't he be? He just scored 6 points.
Benarski will kick off 5 plays, 35 yards, set up by the interception by Hal Springer. Terry Robisky and Arthur Whitman are deep, and the ball fell off the tee, so we'll go back and start all over again. San Diego, everybody knows, is a very, very young ball club. The Raiders, everybody knows, many expect to see in the Super Bowl in mid-January. San Diego started well. The Raiders have been sputtering. They played well against Denver. This will be Robisky. No, Whittington picks it up. And it's going to the 23-yard line. Art Whittington brings it back to the 23-yard line. First down. And again, this is what happened to the Raiders on the 3rd and short yardage pass from Dan Fouts.
Here it is again. Fouts looking for John Jefferson, breaking right to left in your screen. But Mike Davis goes up. Can't quite hold on to it. Oops, look what I've got. Pat Curran.
Well, what frustration for Davis. That ball was right in his hand.
Certainly was.
At the 23.5-yard line, Branch comes left. Biletnikoff goes right. Davis sets up as a flanker. Fake to Van Egan. Stabler back to throw, and down he goes. And that's Big Hand Johnson. Gary Johnson, number 79. That hit him first.
Well, that's the game plan of the Charger defense, is to harass Ken Stabler. Tommy Prothero has called Ken Stabler one of the most accurate passers in pro football, and he is. And they just feel that they cannot give Stabler the time to go back there, set up, and throw the football, or else they're going to be in trouble.
A loss of 10 yards last week against Denver. Stabler was sacked but once, but he gets it here. Look at Big Hands.
Well, he whips Gene Upshaw. Started to call him Marvin. He has a brother, Marvin Upshaw, who played for Kansas City a few years ago.
Bradshaw is in now, wide. Out as is Branch, and the ball is going for Branch on a strike pad, and he's got the football. Branch looked down for a moment to see where it's going, and it just showed to me, Paul, that receivers and throwers know each other, because he looked up just at the right moment to see the ball float into his hand.
Well, Jim, that ball was actually thrown before Cliff Branch had an opportunity to locate it, but he and Ken Stabler have worked so well together over the years, and especially on that deep streaking pattern down the middle of the field, that Stabler knows where Branch is going to be.
Wholesale replacements there. Pete Banaszak comes in. Whittington comes in.
Great catch by Branch here.
And this is Whittington, and no place to go. Look at Mike Fuller. Nobody was out in front of him. And Fuller, the strong safety, had a clear shot.
Well, with the Chargers secondary is weak in covering passes, they certainly make up for an aggressive play. Fuller came up and closed in and stopped that play for a loss.
2nd down and 15 to go. Morris Bradshaw, Mark Van Egan. In the ball game. And Stabler back to throw. Has his man Casper, and Casper makes a great catch inside the 10-yard line. Casper dropped a couple last week. And that's his 3rd of the day, and 2 of them have been remarkable catches.
They have been remarkable catches. At that time, Dave Casper looked like he had 2 defenders on him. And how do you stop a guy like that? How do you stop Branch or Biletnikoff, too? Stabler's looking for Casper going down the middle. He makes a great over-the-shoulder catch again. Completely extended, holds on to the football, and nearly takes it in for 6 points.
1st and goal to go at the 6. At one time, remember, the Raiders were first down at the 11, but fumbled the football away. They trailed 7-0, but they have come right back. Stabler looking to throw to Casper. Touchdown! Casper was about the only man in the pattern. 2 men on him, and Stabler delivered the ball right to him.
It never ceases to amaze me, Jim. It seems like the Oakland Raiders run this play with the fake into the line. Casper fakes a block and then breaks over the middle time and time again, but it works, and it works for 6 points all the time, so something good, why diverge from it? play again from another angle. Casper taking it in for 6 points.
4 catches, 1 touchdown. Stabler and Casper have been something. And Stabler's got to be happy to get his first touchdown pass of the year. By this time, he usually has 4 or 5.
It certainly does. I'm sure that the Snake was beginning to wonder what's happening during the 1978 NFL football season.
You weren't going to say Snake, but you wouldn't do that, would you? Earl Mann, who led the league last year in scoring points, had the extra point tied up and done. 12:08 to go. We're just in the second quarter. There's a lot more to happen yet. And we've got a tie ball game. San Diego has scored first 7 and Oakland 7. I'm just watching with you. The Dallas Cowgirls, the San Diego cheerleaders, the embraceable youths are all over the league now. Artie Owens takes this ball at the 4-yard line. Oh, my. Woo! Is he level? Mike Davis made the hit.
Artie Owens is a real speedster. He has about 9.2 speed, but he never actually had an opportunity to get going. Mike Davis really came in and made a bone-crushing tackle.
Ball at the 16-yard line. Next Sunday, 12:30 Eastern Time, NFL 78 starts it all off, and we'll have a feature, by the way, on these Chargers. Rogers is one wide receiver, Joyner the other, and Fouts hands off instead to Woods, and Woods picks up good yardage. 5 to 6 yards out across the 20. At 1 o'clock Eastern Time next Sunday afternoon, these are some of the games that you can see. Cleveland, undefeated at Atlanta, which is playing the Rams this afternoon. Kansas City, undefeated against the Giants. Pittsburgh against Cincinnati, which is winless. And Seattle and those surprising New York Jets. Oakland will be at Green Bay at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, and Paul Warfield's team gets Buffalo next week, and San Diego goes on to Denver. Second down, and let's make it 3.5 to go. And Bo Matthews will try to get the 3.5. It is in a traffic jam. It will be third down and a couple of yards.
Not very much running room there. Big John Matuzak, man mounted, seemed to just jam up things right in there.
Third down and short yardage to go. And Lydell Mitchell comes in on this situation. Mitchell has been used coming out of the backfield thus far as a pass receiver and has carried the ball. Joyner also comes in. And they now have 3 wide receivers. And Matthews is the man who comes out, not Don Woods. Fouts looking, delivering over the head of Klein. Tatum was coming up from behind him, and the ball was over the outstretched hands of Bob Klein. And it's 4th down.
Well, it looked like Dan Fouts had Bob Klein open on that play over the middle for the first down. Pass was thrown just a little bit high. Whenever Jack Tatum is in the neighborhood, pass receivers have to be a little bit wary.
All right. How about Paul Warfield when Jack Tatum was in the neighborhood?
Well, he treated me fairly kindly because I'm a fellow alumnus from Ohio State University.
He knew that as he was coming up on you?
Yes.
Here, 45-yard kick by Jeff West, his first time out. He'll be kicking the ball away to Colsey. Gets the ball away high, not as long. Colsey says, I'll take a fair catch, and does at the 39 or 40-yard line. And the Raiders will have the football again. An excellent field position out near midfield. We've got 10:25 left. We're just in the first half. Baseball, scarcely 20 games to go. Boston will be at New York next weekend. They're playing today in the 8th inning at 7-4 New York. If that score holds up, it'll be a sweep for the Yankees, and they'll be dead even in the American League East. Each team will have won 86 and lost 56. Pittsburgh, which had won 11 in a row, has now lost its last 3 in a row. That does not include what they've done today. First down for Stabler, 40-yard line, dumps it out. Clarence Davis across the 40 and picks up 6 yards out to the 46-yard line, where it'll be second down and 4 to go. Run out of bounds by Good, Don Good, the linebacker.
Well, this is the beauty of the Oakland offense with a guy like Davis, who's really an unheralded ball player. He runs well, and he catches the ball well out of the backfield, and he can give you a little bit of added strength to go along with those other 3 great receivers they have.
Well, the Chargers started this game after one game in the National Football League, last in the AFC in pass defense. And they've had some troubles today, but against the run, they've been very good. And Don Good is down at the bottom of that pile again.
28, Clarence Davis. Davis for 50. Don Good. No game.
In overtime, Cleveland 13-10 over Cincinnati. Cleveland undefeated. Cincinnati hasn't won yet. Pittsburgh wins its second, 21-10 over Seattle. They've lost 2. Dallas had a little trouble for a little while, but managed to win their second, and the Giants are now 1-1. Washington, despite Wilbur Montgomery's 4 touchdowns, held on to beat Philadelphia. The Redskins now 2-0, and the Eagles now 0-2. Third down and 3 to go, and Stabler is going to throw for it. Has lots of time, and now runs out as Dean hits it. Number 71, Dean, followed by Big Hands Johnson.
Well, Fred Dean is 6'3", 228 pounds. And he's going up against Art Shell, who is only 6'5", 275 pounds, but somehow or another he managed to get around.
The interesting thing is that when Stabler was sacked the first time, they beat Upshaw on the left side, and when he was sacked that time, they beat Shell on the left side.
So they're going at Oakland on the strong side of their offensive line.
Ray God to kick the ball away. Mike Fuller is the deep man. Mike Williams is about 7 yards in front of him. Wide, low pass. Gets the ball away. And will go out of bounds, and that is not a particularly great kick for Ray Guy. They will mark the ball inside the 25-yard line at the 24. 9:04 to go. What a ball game it has been, and it's all tied 7-7. Jim Simpson with Paul Warfield. Houston has managed to win its first game, and Kansas City, which was leading late in the ball game, lost. Green Bay is now 2-0. Packers off to a fine start. Onions is now 1-1. First down from the 24-yard line. Second man through. Don Woods picks up a couple of yards. Second down and 8. McCoy, Mike McCoy, the man that they traded to get from Green Bay. He was the #1 draft choice there out of Notre Dame years ago, 9 years ago. He was waived. David Rowe was in the middle last week against Denver, and once the ball game was over, Rowe was cut, simply cut. And Mike McCoy was told to come back, and there he is in the middle. Second down. John Jefferson has a slight neck injury, but is expected to come back and play. He is not in there now. Johnny Rogers is. Don Woods had a little trouble trying to get away from Lester Hayes and could not get away from Lester Hayes, who made the stop. And it'll be third down and 7 to go. San Diego, Paul, the first 2 times it had the football, could move the football. Last couple of times they've been unable to move the football.
Well, they didn't hit a couple of third down plays that they needed to keep drives going. This is another third down situation. They're a must-pass situation. Oakland is going to counter with their 5 defensive back scheme, so we'll see how the Chargers do.
3 wide receivers of Mitchell and Woods in the backfield. Both of them can catch the football. Bounce back, bounce delivers. Johnny Rogers flag. There's a flag thrown over here on number 24, Willie Brown, who was defending against the tight end.
I don't think the officials are going to be too happy with that check that Willie Brown utilized.
Willie Brown is the man. It's going to be a first down.
Illegal chuck, 24, defense, decline, first down.
Because they got the first down on the completed pass.
Well, they caught the All-Pro with his hands in the cookie jar. Well, there it is right there. Now that's 37, Lester Hayes. We don't have the picture of foul that they called on Willie Brown.
That's the 8th first down. Bo Matthews has come back into the backfield now. And that is Lydell Mitchell. You know, it's a funny thing. They said that John Jefferson looks like Lance Allwood. You could take Lydell Mitchell and put him in any place, any team you want, and see him go inside the tackles, and you could say, that's Lydell. Just looks the same.
Certainly does. He has a unique running style that's really a signature of his own.
Steve Grogan, 5-yard run, and Bud Wilkinson is saying, how do you do to the National Football League for the 2nd week in a row? He lost last week. Miami beating Baltimore. The Colts fangless without their top 2 quarterbacks. Fouts delivers, has a man. That is Johnny Rogers. Second catch. First down inside the 50-yard line.
Well, Johnny Rodgers is getting an opportunity to play with John Jefferson out on the sidelines right now. Rodgers has found himself behind Jefferson, but he's a big play man, and the Chargers are going to win.
Must have heard me say that they haven't been able to move the football the last 2 times they had it because Rodgers makes his second catch here.
Rodgers is in a slot formation inside, and he makes a hooking pattern over the middle, finds a spot in the zone defense, and makes a nice catch.
First down. He was the first draft choice years ago. This is Lydell Mitchell, and Mitchell dragged down by Matuzak after he crosses the 45 down to the 44. A gain of 5. Second down and 5, and Mitchell said, I'm going to come out for a minute. So Don Wood will come back in. The New York Jets, who won big last week over Miami, are losing to Buffalo. Rome intercepted a Richard Todd pass and won 85 yards for the score. And second quarter, they said this would be a low-scoring game. It is. No score. Atlanta and Los Angeles. Our score is 7-7. It is second down and 3 to go. Matthews and Woods, the setbacks. That is Don Woods with blockers in front of him. And Don Woods is burst inside the 30-yard line and run out of bounds by Jack Tatum at the 27. First down, the Chargers.
So Don Woods got some great blocking at the point of attack and running the sweep outside. He even got a key block from number 20, Johnny Rodgers. It helped spring him going down the sidelines.
From the 22-yard line, it'll be first down for the Chargers. And Don Woods, a rookie of the year, had a great run with good blocking.
Right here. He's got number 63, Doug Wilkerson, the fine offensive guard ahead of him. That's always a runner's delight to have a big man ahead of you, clear out the way.
That straight arm to the chin of Jack Tatum must have hurt a little bit, too. Matthews, the lone setback. It's a fake to him. They're looking and throwing, and there's going to be a flag thrown. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. Artie Owens trying to get into the end zone. Could not. Bumped down by Monty Jackson. The All-Pro they picked up from the Rams, who played his ball here in San Diego State. Owens going for the football, and take a look here.
Well, this is a simple slant-in pass over the middle. It's one that's been very successful for a lot of ball players. And it looked like Owens had a step, had his body inside of Monty Jackson. He could have made the catch, but Jackson tried to go through him, and that's going to cost Oakland.
First down and goal to go. Matthews and Lawrence Barnes, another big heavyweight in there, 2 tight ends. Now, the last time they had 2 tight ends in there on short yardage, they threw for a touchdown. That is Bauer now in there with Matthews. Hank Bauer, not the baseball player, but Hank Bauer, the football player, who scores a touchdown. A free agent out of California Lutheran has put the Chargers out in front again.
Well, Hank Bauer, the baseball player with the Yankees, made a lot of big plays, but this Hank Bauer is capable of making big plays, too. It is again Bauer taking the handoff, hurtling up and over and in.
The drive started back inside the 30, 76 yards they covered in 6 plays, and of course a big play was the pass interference against Monty Jackson. Panerska with Fuller to hold, and the kick is no good. How often was it said last week, because there's so many missed extra points as there were today, that it's not automatic anymore. There's still a thrill in trying to hit the extra point. In this, they not only will have swept the Red Sox and climbed to a first-place tie with them, but it'll be their 16th win in their last 18 ball games. Incredible. The Red Sox are hurting, and we'll have a game with these same 2 teams next Saturday here on NBC. Most of you will see that. Others will see Montreal at Pittsburgh. Panerska, not having a good day, gets this ball fairly deep to Whittington at the 6. Young rookie brings it across the 20 and breaks it out near the 30-yard line. Well, the Raiders will take over first and 10 from there. Panerska missed the 29-yard field goal attempt. And also an extra point, and we have an injured man down on the field at the 29-yard line. And we're trying to see whether that is Shaw who made the tackle or not. It looks like 44. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll check it out, and we'll come back in a moment and let you know who it is. 5:27 to go. It is 13-7. The Chargers lead first half. From sunny, excited San Diego, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Raiders had no problem moving last time. It was Shaw hurt. That's Van Egan with the football being strung out, and there's Glenn Edwards to upend him. Edwards just came in to replace Pete Shaw. And on the right cornerback spot, Jerome Dove has been playing the last couple of series, so we have 2 of the 4 secondary men, not the men who started the football game.
That's right. Glenn Edwards did a fine job with Pittsburgh over the years. He's going to bring some experience to the secondary and some real sound, heady play.
Oh, on your left corner is Mike Williams. Your right corner, Jerome Dove. Mike Fuller remains your strong safety. And Glenn Edwards, who made that hit, the free safety. 2nd down and 6 to go. And Stabler back. Stabler in the crowd going out here, and Upshaw could not come back for it. Jerome Dove was about 5 yards off of him, but that might have been Stabler just getting rid of the football, or it might have been lack of communication, and I'll ask my expert to my right which one it was.
Well, I think it was a case of Stabler trying to get rid of the football before being sacked. Bradshaw did not look like he was completely in his pattern. He wanted to do a turn-in or a hooking pattern in the middle, but Stabler had released the ball early to the outside. He was just getting rid of it to keep him being sacked.
3rd down and 6, and there are 3 wide receivers in there now for Oakland. Stabler, that may be underthrown, and it's incomplete. It is underthrown across the way, intended for Cliff Range. Mike Williams defending. Flag down back at the 26-yard line.
San Diego feels that the strength.
Holding charged against the Raiders.
Jim, I was going to say that San Diego feels that their strength defensively lies in their defensive line, that they can put the kind of pressure on Stabler to make him hurry his throws, and they've certainly done that here in the first half.
Well, rather than
holding, 70, offense, declined, 4th down.
That's Henry Lawrence trying to keep his man out, as Stabler already has been sacked twice. And rather than give the Raiders an extra 10 yards but another down, they'll say, no, sir, it's 4th down and 6 to go. Let Ray Guy kick it to us. We want the football. Stabler and the Raiders are so explosive they could make up that time. The Yankees have beat Boston 7-4. It is all tied. Each team has won the same amount and lost the same amount. And on July 19th, the Yankees were 14 games down. Can you believe that? Mike Fuller back to the 16-yard line. Pretty good punt returner. Back to the 20 and picks up some extra yardage. Across the 25 to the 27-yard line, where the Chargers have the football again. San Diego came into the game a touchdown favorite. That was a 50-yard punt, and there's the surprising score, 13-7, the Chargers. Jim Simpson with Paul Warfield. That's what we were telling you about as a result of the sweep in Boston, Fenway Park, or the Red Sox and Yankees, 86 and 56, and you'll see Boston and New York, most of you, at 2 o'clock Eastern Time next Saturday here on NBC. First down, Woods and Matthews are set back. Chargers have the football. Don Woods has it now, and Woods gets away from one man and steps over a couple more and picks up about 4 yards total after it looked as though he'd be hit down. Lester Hayes and Monty Johnson made the tackle. Stabler is 7 of 11 for 139 yards and a touchdown. He's been intercepted once and sacked twice. Dan Fouts is 7 of 10 for 101 yards and a touchdown, and has not been sacked and has not been intercepted. Coming up at halftime, highlights of many of the games that took place some time ago, and there were some wild ball games, including an overtime game in Cleveland, plus all the scores of other games going on right now. On NFL 78, Ryan Gumbo, Mike Adamley from New York. 2nd down, 6 to go. And look out, Woods doesn't hardly gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's Phil Villapiano who made the tackle, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
That play didn't fool Phil Villapiano as he blitzed from his linebacker position and caught Lydell Mitchell in the backfield, and now that's put San Diego in a definite passing situation. I think we'll see the Oakland 5th defensive back come in.
Well, they're very excited about San Diego, meaning the team in the city. More tourists this year than any other year, and the manager of a radio's television station went on the air and said, let's enlarge the stadium city. Let us become big enough to get the Super Bowl. We have such an outstanding place down here. They are right. Don Woods is not going to get the first down. They're going to have to kick it away. He is stacked up and stacked up hard. Villapiano in there, as you can see. Monty Johnson getting up. and Otis Sistrunk. That's our score.
Fans don't particularly like that play or like that call by Dan Fouts, but it was a reasonable one. They're in their own territory and Oakland with 5 defensive backs. He didn't want to risk an interception on this part of the field.
Jeff West has had a good day today. Punts of 45 and 37 yards, excellent hang time, and fair catch is called. And Neil Colsey is deep. High. Colsey's going to let it hit. And it's taking a San Diego bounce down near the 15-yard line, and they'll down it at the 16. Bounced at about the 25 and went off skidding to the right to the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Next week, NFL football, 12:30 Eastern time on NFL 78. We'll have a special report on the San Diego Chargers. And then these games will follow. And Paul, your Cleveland Browns are undefeated.
They look pretty good. They started fast last year. I guess the fans in Cleveland are hoping they can keep it going.
Oakland will be on out of Green Bay, and of course San Diego goes to Denver. There goes Mr. Van Egan. Great run by Van Egan. Got to the line of scrimmage, saw an open hole, and rambled about 34 yards. Mark Van Egan, who last year averaged 91 yards.
This play worked because of good blocking and also some good running by Van Egan as he read his blocks perfectly. Only problem is he's not a great speedster out in a broken field.
Ball at midfield. 2 minutes to go, first half. Who would have thought it? It's been an excellent, exciting game. NFL football every week right on through the Super Bowl here on NBC. Well, 2 minutes to go. Paul Warfield, this is one of those chances. I don't know if it'll work out or not, but when you see a man like Ken Stabler with receivers like he has at midfield and 2 minutes to go on the clock, there's something to watch.
Certainly is. He's a veteran quarterback, and like most veteran quarterbacks, he knows exactly how to use the clock and trying to get a touchdown in at this point of the game. I think that he'll pick his wide receivers going to the outside of the field and throw the ball towards the sidelines to make maximum use of the clock, but you can't never rule out that he might send Casper down the middle for it all.
Dave Casper's already caught 4 passes, including 1 for a touchdown. Stabler going deep for Bradshaw down the sidelines, and he does not have the football. Right with him was Mike Williams.
Well, Bradshaw made an excellent move running this deep pattern. Seemed like he had a little bit of trouble locating the ball. Stabler's looking for him on the deep outside fly pattern. Just as he breaks outside, sort of hard to tell right there, but it looked like the ball was right in his hands. Perhaps the San Diego defender got his hand on it.
It looked to me like he dropped the ball as they did 6 times on Stabler last week. That ball was right on the money. Here comes Biletnikoff and Branch both to the left on 2nd down. That play only took 6 seconds. Stabler going back again, and he's going to try it again. Casper's out there, and he overthrows him. Casper had outrun the secondary. He had 2 men on him, and the tight end outran the secondary.
Well, we said that he might go for it all for Casper going down the middle, and that's exactly what Stabler did. He was under a little bit of duress on this particular play. As number 68, Leroy Jones, put the pressure on him, threw the ball to over the right shoulder of Casper, who was breaking, looking over his left shoulder. He just wasn't able to come up with the catch.
Watching Stabler go down like that, I realized that in the first quarter here last year, he went down with a twisted knee under that kind of rush and could not finish. 3rd down and 10. Stabler's been going for it all every time. Under a rush, throws it out here, and Branch had not made his turn. And Stabler, I believe that time called, had to throw because he's under tremendous pressure.
San Diego game plan working to perfection. They felt coming into this ball game that they would have to put a maximum rush on Stabler. They couldn't give him an opportunity to go back there, sit back there, and take a lot of time throwing to his pass receivers. And so far, they've harassed him, and he hasn't been throwing effectively.
Ray Guy's been averaging 41.6 yards on 4 kicks. Last year, averaged 43.3. A reminder that Stabler had something going, but the ball was dropped, and the Raiders are still down by 6, and the Charger fans are thrilled with it. Fuller's going to take this at the 10-yard line, and deep trouble right there. Maintains his balance and gets across the 20. He was hit by Joe Stewart, the rookie out of Missouri, who has a lot of speed, and Stewart was down under the play, hit Fuller about the knees. He spun away and got out to the 21-yard line. A 40-yard kick.
Catching a punt inside the 10-yard line is something that will make a coach like Tommy Prothero get even more gray hairs on his head.
On the sides of his head. With apologies to you, Tom. First down and 10. 13-7 San Diego over Oakland. 1:35 to go, first half. Fouts probably will play conservatively here. Hands to his fullback, Matthews, and Matthews picks up 6 or 7 yards. But the Chargers cannot be convicted or criticized for playing conservatively well within their own 30-yard line with a lead and only 1:20 to go.
That's right. I wouldn't want the Oakland Raiders to have the football. The Chargers, we were talking a moment ago about the Chargers' defensive game plan. Their offensive game plan has worked to perfection as they have gotten at least 4 to 5 yards on first down. They've stayed out of that must-run or must-pass situation pretty much throughout the first half.
Second down, 7 to go. Matthews again, and Matthews has the first down. 54 seconds to go. Bo Matthews, John Jefferson, of whom we spoke in the NFL 78 portion of our show, caught one pass, has gone out with a neck injury and hasn't been back, and Johnny Rodgers has been getting his shot. But these are the closing moments of the first half, and Fouts is not about to put it up for grabs. Matthews has now carried the ball 8 times for 34 yards. Matthews a fine blocking back. Fouts 7 for 10. Jim Garner, and no, he is not a San Diego fan. You will find him wherever the Oakland Raiders are playing. Maybe I should call him Jim Rochford.
He's been a big fan of the Raiders for years. I saw him on the sidelines when Oakland knocked out Miami in the playoffs in 1974.
And then the Raiders came right back, marching 77 yards. Casper catching the touchdown pass to make it 7-7. And then Hank Bauer scored from 7 yards out. A little delay by Matthews. Every little second counts. 46 seconds to go. Clock is continuing to run. There is no timeout here. And they can get one more play off, and Artie Owens comes in with that play, and it might be number 41 again, Bo Matthews, or else just Fouts falling down. Nearing the end of the half, the Chargers, who are a touchdown underdog, find themselves up by 6 points. The extra point missed after the second score. Second man is Lydell Mitchell, and Mitchell gets across the 35 to the 37. The fans here find themselves out in front by the score of 13-7, but they want Fouts to put the ball up in the air in the last 5 seconds. And they're going to walk off saying, we're happy with the lead, and the Raiders are going to walk off saying, we're going to come back and make things different in the second half. First half is all over. Here in San Diego, sellout crowd, 13-7, the Chargers over the Raiders.